Pickle.
Daily Pickle.
Daily Pickle. Daily Pickle. It's a Daily Pickle.
I was watching some different ball games today. First one was the Pirates Nats that had about, 500 people at it. In one of the coolest ballparks in the country. The Reds were playing the Mariners. It was getaway day. We were going to have Dallas Braden on, but he was doing the A's White Sox getaway day game. So all of these guys were busy because there was afternoon baseball.
Yeah, 1-0 affair. Pirates beat the Nationals. That was a snooze fest and a half.
But it was well pitched by former Yankee Andrew Heaney.
They had a bunch of Yankees in there. That Dennis Santana had a cup of coffee for the Yankees last year as well. So the Pirates doing it with the Yankees trash against the Nats. Your Reds gave it up in the extras, 11-7 final.
Dude,
ended up in 10.
Awful.
Yeah, that was a well-pitched game.
They had a lead, 7-2. God, who hit the granny? I think it was Fraley. Fraley hit a grand slam.
You are correct.
Fraley was 3 for 5, by the way, with a granny. Made it 7-2 going into the top of the ninth. Then they give up 2 to tie the game. Then they go to the 10th with the ghost runner, and they give up 4 more. End up losing 11-7, and the Red Legs now are 9-10. But it's like, if you get 5 runs, you should win the game. If you get 7 runs, you should easily win that game. Your team gave you every opportunity offensively to win that game, and you just consistently, I can't say it out loud, but you just didn't do your job. And it's upsetting to me because not just my former team, any team that does that, it's disheartening to your team that has not been scoring runs, because I was doing an interview yesterday where they're like, well, they were shut out 1-0 3 days in a row. Yeah. They had a little bit of a power outage in the lineup because they were outpitched by some pretty good pitchers. One of those losses, by the way, was a Hunter Green start and Lodolo. Those guys both pitched their butts off, but got no run support. Now you get the run support, and you guys can't pitch. So it's cyclical.
Actually, both teams used 8 pitchers. 16 guys got on the mound in that ballgame. Now, it was extras. I mean, it did go to 10. But still, 16 pitchers, man, between both teams.
Yeah, here's the big number though that I look at is 175 pitches for the Mariners, 101 strikes. That's not good. Reds almost as bad. 203 pitches thrown, 130 for strikes.
Dang.
Start putting the ball over the plate. You had 7 walks and 6 walks. So the Mariners had 6 walks. Reds had 7 walks. Yes, there were 16 strikeouts during that game, but it did go extras. It's the game's in a bad place right now where there's a lot of overthrowing and a lot of overswinging. And you got to have some moderation in here, boys. Somewhere you're going to be start slapping some balls into play, a little bit more hits, although they did have a ton of hits in this game. What did they have? 18, 19. You had 23 hits. That's a pretty damn good game,
Yeah. Some overswinging working for the A's and not so much for the Sox. 8-0, that final score. Athletics right now, 9-10 on the season.
Not awful.
Not awful at all. Plus, the home run king in the league resides on the Athletics. They do not have a city that's next to their name.
Yeah, but it's got to feel good just to be out of that stink tank that they were playing in.
I don't know, man. Some of these guys are playing really free, and this guy that I'm about to tell you, Tyler Soderstrom, has 8 home runs already. Actually, make it 9 because he got one today. He's hitting 324. He's a 23-year-old that I don't know if you put him on another club that has a game plan for him, a future for their franchise.
He might still be in AAA.
Exactly. Or even if he is up at the big club, he might be really nervous about everything and doesn't have the opportunities that he's getting as a 23-year-old batting in the middle of a lineup.
Oh, my God. I mean, listen, a lot of these guys, White Sox included, I don't even know who they are, but they're getting playing time. And then all of a sudden you wake up and you're like hitting 300 and you're playing really well, and it's like, well, I don't ever need to go back to the minor leagues. I've proved I could play up here. And it could be the A's, it could be the White Sox. Then other teams start getting interest in you. By the way, our favorite player, Alex Verdugo called up by the Braves today.
All right.
So,
Yay. Finally.
Nick Federico didn't think he's going to play, but, a lot of injuries to the Braves.
A lot of people didn't think he was going to play. Yeah, Kurt included.
Well, he got signed as an insurance policy, and listen, the Braves have nothing but injuries, and you're 5-13. All right, let's bring in 2 Chainz. Let him play.
That's a perfect spot for him. 2 Chainz is from Atlanta, so
I didn't even know that.
Phillies playing the Giants right now. It's in the bottom of the 4th. The Phillies up 5-1.
Castellanos.
Yeah, that is Castellanos. Big one for him. Guardians Orioles tonight. That one's starting at 6:35. Kansas City will leave New York. They go to face the Tigers now. Man, that last night, not just last night, those 3 games. The Royals, it's something against the Yankees with the Royals, or something against the AL East with the Royals. The Yankees only needed 4 runs each game of that series to get it done, and I thought every one of those games was winnable by Kansas City. The only guy I thought was playing with his hair on fire was Bobby Witt Jr., who had a great series in a sweep situation.
Oh my God, he has been playing really, really well. The rest of the team is struggling to hit. Like I told you, Perez is not hitting.
No.
Pasquantino, who hit really well last year, he's hitting 200. India is hitting 183. Massey is hitting 172. So some of these other Melendez is hitting 085.
Damn.
Hunter Renfroe's hitting
You used to get
119.
sit down for that. You used to lose your job for that. But
yeah, I know. Kevin Biggio, who's getting spot play, he's hitting 179. Listen, if you're a bench guy, if you were hitting below 240, they'd probably get a new bench guy, like a 4th outfielder, a 5th infielder kind of thing. You got to be able to hit even when it's twice a week. Getting in there, those 10 at bats, you got to get some hits. I don't get this where I think what's their overall batting average? 206 as a team. That's crap.
Damn.
That's crap.
Damn.
You're going to get the hitting coach fired first, then the manager's going to get fired, and everybody's going to be like, well, they lost. You didn't lose the locker room. These guys are executing. It's your baseball player. I said this yesterday, and I'm really adamant about this. Your job is, I don't care if you're a pitcher or a hitter or a fielder, is to play baseball and play it well, and you make everybody in the organization look bad because, like I've said before, somebody went out on a limb to trade for India from the Reds. Somebody went out on a limb to get Kevin Biggio. He knocked around a couple different teams because of the Blue Jays. So there's people who think these guys can play. As a player, you got to start putting up a little bit here. So I can't really blame the scouts and the coaches. I got to blame these dudes on the Royals right now. You guys, you're sucking big time.
For the New York Yankees, they leave town after that sweep and do something they've never done before, play a regular season game in George Steinbrenner Field as the away team. They're going to take on the Tampa Bay Rays. Taj Bradley for the Rays is on the hill. It started off pretty nice. It's going to be Will Warren for the New York Yankees. Here in this game, 7:05 first pitch. This should be an exciting game. See if the Yankees can keep it rolling.
Well, did you see how far Judge hit the ball last night?
No, I did not see that one. I saw the Shohei.
Did you see how far Shohei's went?
I saw the Shohei.
So Shohei has hit more 450-plus home runs in the last 2 years for the Dodgers than anybody and everybody combined since 2015. That just shows you what a monster that guy is. But Aaron Judge, I mean, this guy might hit one out of the stadium, like onto the Dale Mabry Highway. I mean, this stadium can't hold Aaron Judge if he gets a hold of one. That guy's so good. I was looking at a thing today watching the MLB channel. Do you know since 2022 he's number 1 in everything? Home runs, batting average, RBIs, on-base percentage, slugging. We don't talk about that guy enough. I think we talk about Shohei too much. Aaron Judge doesn't get the love he deserves.
Well, right now he's at 409 with his batting average. No one else in Major League Baseball has a 400 batting average. He is hold on, I just lost.
My daughter likes his little wiener dog.
Oh, who doesn't love his little wiener dog?
I know. I know. It's unbelievable that, the mighty Samson or Hercules has a little dog like that.
I just love his dog way more than I like Decoy. I definitely have that over.
Decoy is a decoy.
He is.
Have you seen the wife lately?
No, I haven't.
No, you see the dog more, though.
Exactly. Very interesting.
Everything is scripted for Shohei.
Very interesting. So Aaron Judge on top of the pile at batting average. He's second with Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh at Seattle has 7 home runs as well. Both
that guy hit a home run today against the Reds.
I wonder if I think that is his 7th, that one that he had against the Reds.
He beat up 7th. The Reds today.
Judge in second for RBI. He's tied with Peter Alonso for that second place. It's Wilmer Flores with the first place position. Judge in hits, tied for first, 27. That's with Brandon Donovan of St. Louis. If Judge could only steal some bases, man, then he'd be at the top.
He ain't going to go 50-50. And I don't want that guy stealing anyway.
Well,
if he gets hurt sliding into a base, somebody should get fired.
That's what I think about his home run situation and his power. Like, if this guy was left to just swing as hard as he wants, he's not going to have as good as batting average, and he might be injured quicker. And I think that a lot of his home runs that you have seen in the last year and a half has been somewhat protecting those obliques. It's always been an oblique.
I agree with that.
So,
I also like that this guy hits the ball opposite field as well as anybody. So does Shohei. This is something for kids to watch.
Yeah.
Practice hitting the ball to the gaps. Practice hitting the ball away. It'll keep you out of long slumps.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to lift and separate and have that launch angle. Okay, well that's fine and dandy, but nobody's going to lay it on a tee for you. They're all going to throw you a bunch of crap. I mean, watching these guys pitch. Boy, it's like, sinker here, cutter there. I mean, if you're watching Heaney today, Heaney ripped his I was telling Kurt off the air, something's wrong with Heaney. Oh yeah, he busted his shoelace. So one of the guys on the bench had to give up his shoelace. He goes out there, gives it to Heaney. Heaney ties his shoe. First pitch, he lays in a changeup to this lefty. The guy's knees buckled. Like, you just stalled for 5 minutes, and you don't come back and throw me anything decent. You throw me some off-speed changeup. So these guys have no mercy on the hitters. So you can't just sit there and wail all day. Most of these guys are trying to trick you 7 out of 10 times.
Yankees now 11-7 with that sweep of the Kansas City Royals. That is the same record as the New York Metropolitans. Mets are at home tonight. They start a series with the Cardinals. Palente on the mound for St. Louis.
Best hitting team in baseball, Cardinals.
And Griffin Canning on the mound for the Mets. The Mets at 11-7, not the best hitting team. They've been getting it done and just kind of
getting good pitching
together. Yes, been getting good pitching.
Fewest runs allowed in the NL East, 52.
Okay.
Actually, I think it's second fewest in the major leagues in the National League behind the Padres.
Okay.
Yeah, so their pitching has been really good with some of the injuries that they've had.
Lineups are out. Just looking at the Mets lineup. Oh gosh, I gotta get Palante, but. Man, Soto's average dropping down to 231 now. Alonso,
he's gonna hit.
He is the one that's really been hitting. Alonso has been so good this year.
Well, because he's getting fastballs after Soto.
That's a good point. 5 home runs, 21 RBI. He's hitting 365 in the 3 spot. But yeah, the bottom of that lineup, man. Vientos, counting on him, 145.
He's not been hitting. But again, your second year in the league, or after you've had a bust out year. I'm not pitching to you. I'm gonna start making you expand your hitting zone. I'm gonna make you fish for pitches, and he is right now. He's got to get back to being patient. Let it come to him.
I like the Mets catcher Luis Torrens, who's filling in for Alvarez. So far, he's hitting 275. A small sample size for him. They're kind of splitting a bunch of different guys out there, but they're figuring it out. The Mets are still winning ball games, even though they're not hitting the baseball. So.
We're still at 19 teams hitting below 240.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I mean.
We lost some 300 hitters last night. We're down to 38. My man Kyle Tucker's right on the line. He's at 301.
We got 8 teams, including the Mets, hitting below 220 as a team. The Royals are hitting 206. The White Sox are hitting 200.
Damn.
The Pirates just fell below 198. Reds have gotten all the way up to 210. They were at 204 yesterday.
198. You're under 200 as a team. We need to start giving away the fans some
Benny,
stuff.
it's not just that. Their on-base percentage is 283.
Why am I paying a ticket? You're
White
not even
Sox
on the
273. Royals 274. So you're striking out. The White Sox have already struck out 173 times this year. They lead the major league.
Maybe that's how they should bill it. Like, come watch these guys strike out. You've never seen these kind of strikeouts.
Legendary numbers.
I take that back. I didn't catch this. Red Sox have struck out 197 times.
Damn.
Who's their hitting instructor?
197 times and played like 20 games. That's 10 strikeouts a game.
Yep, you are correct.
You only get 27 outs. Half the time, you're not even touching the baseball. Maybe they got some really nice foul balls, man.
Peter Fatsy?
Fatsy's their hitting coach?
Fatse.
I don't know. Fatsy.
Oh, Fatsy.
Oh, Fatsy.
Fatsy's the last guy I want teaching my guys how to hit.
He's not hitting it fat.
I don't know if you guys saw this in the Mets game. This was a scary situation, and I'm glad you don't get to see like the actual impact of this. But it was a foul ball liner in the Mets. Who are we playing? Gosh, I forget who the Mets were just playing. It was a red team. Maybe it was the Cardinals. Was it? Who was it? Was it? Yeah, it was the Marlins. It was Marlins Mets. Line drive, first base side, first base umpire catches it right in the face.
God!
He got up and walked away on his own. He did not finish the game. He walked away there, but that was one of the scary line drive moments that we have seen in a while. Hate that.
Yeah, balls are rock hard, man, and they hit you in the skull. You got to go get the MRI or CAT scan or whatever. You got to look and make sure there's no damage to not only the face but the brain.
I mean, you're talking 100-mile-an-hour exit velo.
Yep.
I don't know exactly what it was, but it's above 95. It usually is.
Oh, yeah. But see, those guys, so you said that was off the bat, line drive?
Off the bat, line drive.
And hit the umpire on the bases?
Yep.
Holy cow, how is he not watching that?
I don't know, because that, again.
Was he at first? Is he in the new position right by the bag? See, normally he would have been back on the outfield grass. I'm not saying that had anything to do with it, but.
I don't see the footage that you get is the shot behind the pitcher, obviously throwing the pitch, and then like the ball gets hit, and it is a foul ball. I know that, and then the next.
It's probably curving though, and he's probably going to do the turn to see if it hits the line or whatever.
Ooh, yeah, you're right. The next
is he doing that?
Next shot you see is just him on the ground grabbing his face down.
Well, I'm sorry that happened. That's awful.
He walked away on his own, though.
I know. Hey, congratulations, though, to Alex Bregman. Had a baby. Well, his wife did.
That's why he was 5 for 5 the other day. I need this information for gambling purposes.
Oh, he didn't do the gender reveal at the bat with the bat like Bryce Harper, though, right?
That's right.
I thought that what Bryce did was cool as hell, though. He came up with the blue bat.
So that
was cool.
That was for his baby?
Yeah, that's for his baby.
Oh, I thought that was for somebody else's baby.
No.
I thought, like, hey, man, I'm going to do this for you.
So Bregman's scoring on and off the field.
Damn right. Damn right he is.
Kurt in the background. Is Kurt scouting again tonight? It's gotten warmer, I hear.
We got anybody out there? Liam Hendricks might be out there tonight. I don't know.
Liam didn't throw last night?
He did. He threw one inning last night.
Oh, did he? Okay.
They might want to see him go back-to-back games, though.
I don't know. Sea Dogs ended up winning that ball game. So
Sea Hags.
If we can get these major leaguers out of the Sea Hags lineup, maybe the Goats will win some games. Throwing that out there.
Sea Hags, aren't they the Red Sox minor leagues?
Yeah.
The Red Sox have one of the best minor league systems. They're not putting them all in the big leagues. That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
All right, Mike Crispino joined us a little bit earlier, and he was great. We talked some NBA. We talked some transfer portal stuff. So, voice of UConn men's basketball and football and baseball, Mike Crispino joins us next.